Germany is considering reverting back to using old-fashioned typewriters to counter the high-tech espionage of the National Spying Agency, whose reach is virtually limitless, as depicted in this logo of the Information Awareness Office, supposedly shut down years ago, but really, in reality, it was just incorporated into other agencies, showing an Illuminati pyramid with an all-seeing eye on the capstone, watching over the entire planet. This was a project of DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, and this is a real logo. This is not a satire. But the return to old-fashioned tech, it goes to show that sometimes newer is not better. And I thought I would point out a couple of the more seemingly far-fetched ways that the NSA can and does spy on people. Much of the population who has a brain is aware of at least some of the spying, but there's still some aspects that many people just are completely unaware of, and even if you try to tell them, they just can't come to grips with it, think it's science fiction. The first of which is the fact that the National Spying Agency has actually been intercepting laptops that people purchase online and hardware, other hardware from other retailers, and shipments from the manufacturers to people and to businesses, to government agencies, to then not only install spyware, because the spyware actually is built in. They have backdoors built in at the manufacturer's level. But in this case, they actually intercept them to put new hardware on the devices. That's right, they put small little cellular modems into the computers so that even if the computer is supposedly never connected to the internet, they can access it even when it's powered down. As long as there's a little bit of battery life left, there's still some juice flowing through the system, and they can remotely activate it. And if that's not far-fetched enough, let's talk more about jumping the air gap, the Bigfoot of computer hacks. Because scientists have figured out a way, and of course, since the NSA has limitless budget and the brightest minds working for them, they have been able to jump the air gap and can actually access computers that don't have the secret cell transmitters built into them by sending sound waves to the computer that are picked up by the microphone, which sort of acts as a backdoor into the computer, and then the speakers in the computer then submit sounds that are inaudible to the human ear, which are then picked up by the transmitter, sometimes 50 yards away from the targeted device, and sort of through a Morse code type of transmission, the person, the entity, can access the computer that way. Seems so far-fetched, but the technology is getting so advanced that much of the public just likes to toy around with it without even really understanding how it actually functions. This type of a hack is said to possibly disrupt the world balance of power, and it wouldn't be really surprising if the National Spying Agency on an industrial level has been building secret cell transmitters into every computer that's been manufactured in the last few years. The lead engineers are most likely intelligence assets designing these systems. I have a source that works at a major cell phone manufacturer company here in San Diego, and they said that there's a whole division that's basically, he believes, run by the NSA that puts pieces into the phones, that designs chips that nobody else has any idea what they do. And so that's what's going on. I mean, they're just building backdoors. And by the way, even if you disable the microphone in your laptop, even if you open it up and snip the wires, there are probably an additional 1 or 2 microphones built into the system so that even if somebody disables the mic, they still access the secret hidden microphone that's been implanted and installed in there by the NSA engineering assets. So Germany, trying to avoid this type of spying, going back to possibly using typewriters. Who knows, maybe they'll start going back to sending letters through the mail with wax seals on them, although this method is certainly not entirely safe. Even the original writings of the Illuminati, published back in the late 1700s, revealed that they had actually built, carved up counterfeit seals. The olden days, people would send a letter and seal it with melted wax and then impress their personal seal into it, which would supposedly at that time show that it had never been opened and that it really was from the person that they said it was. But crafty craftsmen could easily carve counterfeit wax seal impressions. And so that was literally in the Illuminati's bag of tricks, so that they could just heat up the envelope, heat up the wax a little bit, peel it open, reseal it, or just send a letter to somebody and then put a fake wax impression into it. That was literally discovered, the tactic in their original writings, which have been confiscated, which I've done videos on in the past, so check some of those out. But just goes to show, Germany, older technology is better in many cases. Some of the older cars, all of the older cars, you can't hack into them. You could get yourself a 1960s, 1970s car, or even the 1980s, I guess. And the technology seems primitive to the transhumanist, tech-loving trendies. But in many cases, older is better. What's the saying? They don't build them like they used to. Yeah, build them now with back doors and giving the encryption keys over to the National Spying Agency, built on, spying on an industrial level. Oh, by the way, Echelon, which most people don't even talk about anymore, it's really the old name for the NSA spying machine, has been used for industrial espionage. I mean, of course, what do you think the National Spying Agency is going to do when they have the capability to tap into the personal phones and computers in the private offices of, foreign companies? Of course they're spying on them to find out what kind of products they're doing, what the latest tech is, and then just, handing that over or selling it to their friends. So industrial espionage, not a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact. Just like almost every Orwellian accusation is coming to be shown. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Check out some of the previous videos in the playlist. You can check out my book, Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True. It's in paperback on Amazon.com, or download it right now onto any of your e-reading device. And stay tuned, because there's more videos coming soon.